What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Grant Rowland here with the DMG Gaming Podcast. And as always, I am joined by the man who single-handedly killed Concord. It's all his fault, everybody. My boy, Ed Phillips. What up, my boy?
What's up, man?
What up,
So
dude?
I got a bunch of thunder out here. So if we cut out early, Grant will just freestyle it, right?
I'll just freestyle it,
And if anything, worst case scenario, we'll just send the winner via Twitter post or something like that if it gets real bad.
Also, they don't really care if you cut out. They're not here for you anyway.
Everyone does. Everyone cares.
Ed, about? I heard you're over there smoking. Let me see what the kids say. Smoking on that Concord pack.
What?
I don't know. And we're too old for all that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
This old slang, old slang. You know, I'm like, what? I know.
Right.
How you do, fellow kids? That's
yeah, dude. All right, so we will announce a winner either on this podcast, unless the lightning destroys my internet. Then we will Twitter post a winner. Also, we got a bunch of stuff today, dude. A bunch of stuff. I bet you're proud of that little app you got that randomly generates a winner. You're really proud of it. That's all you talked about when we're offline.
I know.
All right, Grant, let's officially get into it.
All right, let's do it.
Concord is officially dead.
DEAD.
Everything will be taken offline September 6th. Sony has pulled the game from all digital markets, and refunds are available or will be available. Discussion, Grant. What do you think about this?
All right. So I have two things here.
Go ahead.
One is a question. Has this happened to any game that you can ever think of?
It's had to have happened before. I can't think of something off the top of my head, but such a massive failure on this scale with the amount of money put into this. I mean, I can't think of anything.
This game was out for 2 weeks, and they're shutting it down and giving refunds. I have never in my life heard of any game. Otherwise, I'll go ahead and tell you, like if all games would have done this back when the NES came out, I would have never paid for any of the NES games that I have because they were all shitty. So,
well, I don't want to get into the "I told you so," but I think I'm going to get into the "I told you so."
Go ahead.
I think when this game was first announced during one of the showcases, I think it was the PlayStation.
It was the one of the ones in the summer.
Maybe the summer one. I can't remember. Yeah. It was several months back. We did a podcast on it, and we were looking at this game, and we were pretty much saying from the get-go, with a plethora of reasons, okay, not just the common, oh, well, it's woke or whatever. No, I mean, there's a lot of things to include that we called why this game was going to fail. Grant, go ahead and tell them your main reason why you usually say this almost every podcast whenever we bring up Concord, about it coming out at the wrong time. Like what you said, about 7 years too late.
This game is about 7 years too late. So to me, besides all the other garbage that's wrong with it, this is probably one of the main factors. Nobody wanted this game. Nobody just wanted this game. Nobody asked for this game. Nobody wanted this game. Let's take all the talking points of the wokeness and all that stuff out of it. Let's just tear it down to the infrastructure of the game, right? No characters or whatever. The idea of this game is dated for this time. It's that's what it is. That's nine. It's about 60% of it. I'll be honest with you. That's about 60% of the reason why it is in the shape that it is. Here's another point. There's another game that came out that I was for sure, if I'd have put money on this game, that would have been shut down and discontinued before. And that game was called Dustborn. This game died before Dustborn did.
You got Dustborn. That's our
new
verb.
Exactly. But can you believe that? Can you believe that this game died? I figured Dustborn would have died first.
I mean, brother, we saw the
writing was on the wall
when it first came out. The player count, the concurrent players, just on Steam now. I mean, when it first came out, I think it got up to what, 600 something, right? For 600, maybe a little bit more than that.
It's like 686 or some shit.
Yeah. But then it drops down to like 60 a few days ago. Now 50, and it's just
today it was like 36.
I mean, yeah, it came out too too late. And also, you got to look at the fact that there's nothing groundbreaking about it as a hero FPS. There's nothing. Not one thing is groundbreaking out. It was basically, I'm not going to say it's an Overwatch clone, but it's very close to it.
Yeah.
And you have to pull all these players from these other hero FPSs that are, embedded. They got their players. They got a very loyal fan base. You got to pull those players into your game.
So here's a lot of questions that a lot of people aren't asking. Again, I'm taking all the normal arguments out of it. We're looking at the bare bones of it again. What makes this game any different or better than Overwatch? Just the game itself. Let's talk about this. Let's not talk about the character or the way the characters are ugly as shit. We know that. We already get all that. But let's take the game itself. What makes this game different and better than Overwatch? That's one thing I don't see people talking about. You ever, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's one of the things people don't even talk about. Like, I know everybody wants to get caught up in the news, the talking points of the game, but I have yet to see anybody come out and say what makes this game deserve to be an Overwatch killer, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like, there's
absolutely nothing.
Exactly. And nobody's even talking about that. Nobody's really even talking about the gameplay itself of how it's not any good.
Well, let's see. IGN chimed in as soon as the announcement. A lot of the faults, top things wrong with it was weak marketing, high price points. The game was a little bit too expensive, I guess. What was it, $39.99? I mean, it really doesn't matter. I think about
for a PlayStation game, that's like a greatest hits game.
Yeah. So the price point I don't think is a major factor. I mean, they probably could have made it free to play, but then that's no money that they would have made.
I think honestly, if they would have been better off if they had went that route and then done character up, kind of. I think this game was so doomed that they could have done went with the play to win.
Well, I mean, as soon as they started taking tags off their Steam profile, like political and LGBT and all that stuff, they were taking it off. They were trying to play kind of sweep under the rug mode.
They're trying to be Sweden.
IGN also said it's lacked distinguishing characteristics. Yes, I mean, it's not anything different.
It's not
from any other hero FPS game.
It's not anything different or better. That's the thing, or better. Not.
But yeah, man, Concord, I mean, this was a massive failure. I mean, I don't know how else to put it.
It's so massive. Hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
Please don't ever sing again. Thank you.
I sound like you thought Boys to Men was on the podcast, didn't you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, Grant. Next discussion. All right, let's break this down a little bit. All right, I've seen a lot of social media posts about this. People arguing over, oh, you're just calling the game woke. Well, this game also has this, this, and this. And they're talking about a game that had sold millions and millions of copies or something like that. Or, both sides just going at this. All right, so the question is, I guess for social media, what is woke to most people?
Oh, that's easy. That's an easy answer. So, like I said today, it's basically whenever you make the game around a certain ideology, like when it becomes that's the main focus point of the game. Get what I'm saying? Like my argument was today, and I know you're talking about the argument that I got in today, because the guy came out and this is the argument. He said, "Well, Baldur's Gate 3 is woke." I said, "Well, tell me how it's woke." He said, "Well, they have gay characters and trans characters and diverse characters." Well, that's not woke. That's not the issue. And the point that I was trying to make is once you start making that the focus of the game, like the whole ideology of what the game is, you know what I mean? When it's centered around being a gay character or centered around being a trans character, then, I got him on that one. Then that's when you start crossing into that threshold. Because here's the thing, we've said this many times, nobody has a problem with gay characters. Nobody has problems with trans characters, as long as it's like, you know what I mean? Like it's natural, you know what I mean? You're not trying to force it into something that doesn't need to be there. You know what I mean? And,
go ahead.
Hold on one second. Then then he came back to me and he was like, well, you can pick different colors and stuff like that. So it has to be diverse. I was like, we can also make them red and green. Like, so I mean, like, I don't know. They're not getting they're trying to think that they're using that as like the new buzzword. You know what I mean? Like,
well, the arguments are very weak. So this is what I'm getting at. All right, so if you're playing a game and you can tell off the bat they're trying to force an ideology,
you can tell.
Like, it's so obvious that you can play. I mean, we can say Dustborn. Dustborn's like the prime, the Optimus Prime of examples. All right, but we can talk about other games. All right, so all right, so if I said this game was woke, what do you consider woke? Final Fantasy 16.
No, not at all. I wouldn't consider it woke.
It's not woke.
No, not at all.
Oh, but Grant, there's a main character in the story that's gay.
Cool. Does he fit in the story?
Because he has character development. They had a gay scene in there.
Okay.
The character was a badass, and he fit very well in the character.
That's
and
it. That's
great character building with him.
That's it.
Baldur's Gate 3. Oh, well, you can have so many gay characters. Well, there's choices too.
Yeah.
You have choices of how you want to build your fantasy world in Baldur's Gate 3. It's not a woke game.
No. I mean, I go to camp naked.
And the storytelling and the character development, even for those characters that represent LGBTQ plus, whatever, they are well done. It's not a woke game.
Exactly.
And it's not forced ideology. Now, we can talk about both sides being forced. Well, it doesn't matter. When it comes to these games, there's a lot of examples that someone can just come in, well, this has LGBTQ character, it's woke. And that's your definition of woke. Well, no, it's not. It's not our definition.
Exactly. So, like, and another thing is like what people don't understand is like what I consider another thing is it's like if it doesn't like like you said, Baldur's Gate, it gives you choices. Okay, you want to be a gay character, cool, but it gives you the choice not to be. Yeah. If it didn't give you the choice not to be, then there we go.
Well, the immediate low IQ response to that is like, oh, go look up definition of woke. What is woke? Tell me what it is. What is woke?
We just explained it to you 4,000 times. They don't want to hear that.
What woke is when it comes to, and when you, again, we've already said this, when you're trying to push an ideology in a game, which some games have, you'll see it a lot. Those games will massively fail.
Exactly. And the thing about it is, it's kind of like in the Star Wars Acolyte, how they said, oh, well, it wasn't woke. Okay, then what was the point of the girls, the two witches or whatever? What was the point of them being like, how did them being lesbian and all that like progress the story? Like, how was that important to the story?
Yeah.
It wasn't. But my point is they had to make sure that it was known. Yeah. But yet it didn't do anything for the story. That's the difference.
From a Star Wars fans, my point of view of the Acolyte is it was just really bad writing.
Well, yeah. But I'm just saying
that's my main gripe.
To say
bad writing, and that is it.
Correct. It's like Malachi said, they fail because they're building their content around such a small percentage of the gaming audience. Correct. They're the minority audience. Regardless, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how vocal they think they are. They're still the minority audience.
And Malachi, let me tell you. I mean, we talk about this almost every podcast. I'd say not everyone, but just about every podcast when it comes to, we get in a lot of Twitter arguments. Let's be real, dude. We get in a lot of back and forth because we'll say something is woke like Dustborn, and then we'll get in an argument. Well, then they'll come back with that stupid comeback saying, "Oh, what's the definition of woke? What is woke?"
Well, no. Well, first they hit you with.
First off, that's just that's basically trying to move the goalposts and get you to respond to them.
Well, not only that,
they can make their definition of woke and say that you're wrong.
Not only that, you get hit with the triple trifecta words of you're racist, a bigot, and misogynist. You got to get hit.
We'll go back into the point of it is pushing an ideology. Hence, this is why it's woke and also why it's failing because gamers do not care about this real world political crap that is getting shoved in their face.
Correct.
Nobody
cares.
This stuff in the real world. Why do you think they want it in their games when they're trying to escape into a fantasy world?
And also, they don't care. People don't care about gay characters in a game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care.
No one cares about that.
Exactly.
There's plenty of games that have been fantastic games with that kind of representation.
Yeah.
Because it's not pushing ideology. It's creating a world, having character building. And I mean, I'll say Final Fantasy 16 right off the bat. Now, what's the guy who did Bahamut, or that turned into Bahamut in that game? I mean, he was a badass.
Yeah.
I mean, he sacrifices him. Well, he pretty much sacrifices himself towards the end.
Oh, God, you run the whole game for me.
Well, you had plenty of time to play Final Fantasy 16.
No.
You have Final Fantasy 16.
Ed, spoiler alert. Ed, spoiler alert, Phillips.
Everybody knows that has
hey,
been listening to this podcast.
Hey, if y'all want to know what happens in anything, ask Ed. He'll spoil it for you.
No, buddy. We know how you play games, Grant. Anyone that's followed this podcast, you take forever, or you just quit playing the game. We know how you are.
That's true. That's fair. Hey, I'm still holding up on Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah, Malachi, that's correct. People hate their escapism being impeded on 100%. That is exactly right. Nail on the head right there. Okay. All right, Grant, we've talked enough about that subject. Let's go into Kotaku's Outlaws review.
You all right?
No, I'm not all right. All right. So Kotaku, they love, I mean, they got to be gatekeepers. All right. I haven't played the game yet. I will. I'm going to wait for some patches, man. I got to wait for some patches before I start playing it. And I'll actually play the game. But what is this review? It is a crappy masterpiece, they said. All right. First off, a masterpiece like Zelda, Ocarina of Time. All right. You can't use the word crappy anywhere in that sentence. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like crappy and masterpiece do not go hand in hand, especially when you do a game review.
It's true.
You can say, so what? I've been looking at all the reviews. I've been watching all these streamers play the game. Their synopsis, like we said last podcast, it is a beautiful game with great exploration, but the gameplay is something to be desired. Okay. And that is what I'm getting from everyone, that the gameplay really needs an overhaul, which is fair. Okay. But it's another Ubisoft kind of game. You know what I mean? Like, you got the exploration, okay, it looks good. Then the gameplay is really not fun and it's very repetitive. That sounds like an Ubisoft game to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You got anything on this, Grant?
No.
Kotaku's review? No,
that was that was kind of like well, I mean, yeah, I guess I do. The way they said that, they wanted to say that it was terrible, but it was kind of like they didn't want to.
It's a gatekeeping.
They didn't want to bend the knee, so to speak. You know what I mean? They didn't want to admit it.
It's gatekeeping.
Correct.
That's all it is. Let's give it a fair review. All right, how it is now. They have chances to patch it. Let them patch it. It can turn into a lot better game.
Good.
All right, we'll be fair on that. And we'll definitely be fair on it because I will play it. I like Star Wars games, regardless what it is. I'll play a Star Wars game.
I'll be fair on every single game in the world except Dustborn.
But
I'll never play that game.
It's going to be put in my backlog because Space Marines 2 more days. And I still got to finish Visions of Mana in 48 hours, or less than 48 hours. Which I'm very
keep talking
close
about
to
the
beating.
game. You keep talking about Space Marines like it's a child.
Space Marine 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's your child. Like it's
it's my child.
Every time I talk to you, I call you on the phone, like, hey man, what's going on? Oh, Space Marines 2.
I gotta purge the universe, dude, of all the blasphemers for the God Emperor. For the Emperor of mankind. I have to do it.
We're gonna see if you do that. I'm gonna have to call I'm gonna make sure I get the police. I'm gonna say, look, I'm gonna call him up now. I'm gonna call him up 2 days. I'm gonna call him up today, and I'm like, look, he's all right now, but I'm gonna need y'all to go by and just do some checks.
Yeah, you like that Monkey King, huh? You like that Wukong, huh, Nelson? Yeah, I love that game, man. Yeah, I agree, Nelson. I won't pay more than $20 for Ubisoft game. Yeah, we'll let those things go on sale. That's right. But
They're already talking about an expansion for Wukong.
They're working on a couple expansions for Wukong.
Oh, I'm sorry. They must talk to you directly. They must have called you up.
Direct email. Actually, they got my number. They text me all the time. Yeah, but Wukong, man, fantastic game. Let's go ahead and jump down to Wukong real quick.
All right,
Wukong. Guess how many units sold, Grant?
A lot. 16 million.
This game came out on 20th of August, dude. what is that? 2 weeks now? A little over 2 weeks?
It is now taking the crown from your boy, from your other son, from one
Yeah.
son from the other. How do you feel about that?
What, Elden Ring?
How do you feel? How do you feel that it's
I mean, I
dethroned
feel fine
your
about it
baby?
because I beat Wukong, and I love Wukong.
Do you feel like a proud dad?
I do.
Like he
I have 2
graduated?
successful kids that graduated from college. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. That's the feeling.
I see.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Wukong, I mean, fantastic game. I hope you enjoyed the ending there, Nelson. I won't spoil anything, but it is a fantastic ending. All right. So let's get into the next thing, Grant. Diablo patch 2.0 coming with the expansion. There's some changes. I mean, there are some crazy changes, like some really good changes. One of the most notable changes that
Are they nerfing the sorcerers? The lightning sorcerer?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
that hurts your feelings.
Someone's going to get it's one class.
It's going to be mine.
One class is going to be really bad.
Every time I pick the bad class, it'll be the druids.
Quick though, if they are bad,
it'll be the druids.
Yeah, druids didn't have much love in season 4, but season 5 they got a lot of love. They got shield. The top pit clearing is actually druid.
Yeah, but
one of the top
shield that shield lasts 3 seconds. It's garbage.
I think they got up to like 150 something with the druid in the pits.
It's probably pretty good. Probably me.
No, it's not you.
Oh, we got up to like 116
with 2 people. Yeah, that's pretty good. Well, I did most of the work.
You just knew where you were going.
I did most of the work.
You just knew where you were going. I was just following you.
Okay, Grant, let's get into the updates for Diablo 4 coming the 2.0 patch when the expansion drops. All right, so Paragon and character levels are completely different now.
Okay.
They're going to be kind of split. So 1 through 60, it used to be just 1 through 100. You know, once you hit 50, you start getting Paragon points, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now it's 1 through 60, and they're giving you 10 extra skill points. All right, so what you have now, those 50-something skill points, they're going to, it's a little bit more than that, I think. But anyway, it's around there. They're going to give you 10 extra ones when the expansion drops. So you can kind of play with that and put it in other nodes to make your character stronger. Now, some of the skill trees will be, I think, changed a little bit, but not much. But now, starting at level 60, players will start earning Paragon levels to unlock the Paragon nodes. There's going to be around, I think, 200 Paragon points. But the kick to this is you can actually basically re-level your character, and those 200 Paragon points turn into realm-wide Paragon points.
Okay,
and you get reduced to 50, and then you level back up.
Okay.
If your character's 50 and below, it's not going to change anything, but like basically it's going to be realm-wide as in, you know, your character, right? Like you start a new character. Once you get that character to 60, you'll have Paragon points from your last character that you re-leveled. So you basically recoup in the 200, which is pretty cool. So, you know, if you start a new character, you don't have to level his Paragon points up. I mean, you do have to level them up.
To an
but
extent.
You're going to start with those 200 Paragon points
as
soon as you hit 60.
That's cool.
That is really cool. So you're not, is that leveling grind of redoing characters on the same season isn't as, you know, harsh and as boring.
Leveling grind. Dude, you can get to 100 in a day.
I can.
Yeah, not me.
You can if you come with me.
Not me.
Yeah, correct. Okay. World tiers have been changed to difficulties. All right. So this is a little bit different. So there's going to be 4 difficulties. Normal is your slower pace mode. Looking for a lighter challenge. Then you got hard and expert, which is an increased challenge, looking for, you know, faster pace, more monsters, all that stuff. Then you got penitent. Penitent is basically you're trying to forge your path to the torment difficulties. All right. So there's another tier level they're introducing really. So you can kind of look at this like 8 difficulties put together. Kind of.
So there's 4 torrents inside of that, right?
Yes. All right. So when you list, well, yeah, kind of. So when you reach level 50, you can unlock penitent. That's your 4th difficulty, your highest level difficulty. Then as you level higher in the pits and other things, those difficulties are going to go unlock. So let's say when you hit clear pit 20, torment tier 1 unlocks. When you hit pit 35, torment tier 2 unlocks. Then 50, tier 3, pit 65, tier 4. Now you're at the highest.
I'm already at the highest end. Easy work.
But the catch is these tournament difficulties are going to have curses where they give you reduced armor and reduced resistances. Basically 25 each, like 250 armor each tier and 25, negative 25 all resist each tier in those tournaments.
Oh, that fucking sucks.
So you got your penitent difficulty, and then you got your 4 tiers you're working up as you get through the pits and stuff like that. And the pits are changing to be your new glyph leveling system. So remember, Nightmare Dungeons was the only way you could level your glyphs. Now it's the pits.
That's cool because
a lot on the pits.
Yeah, that's cool because we didn't have time to do the nightmares and stuff like that.
But cool. They are reducing the boss health and some difficulty.
Oh my God! Please.
Yeah, those.
What was that one what was that one we fought?
I can't remember. It was the
priest or something.
Yeah,
the blood priest or whatever it was.
And billions and billions and billions.
Oh my God!
Took forever. But yeah, they're reducing health. They're reducing difficulty. So it's not like Pit 65 isn't like it's still going to be tough. But once you get that gear and get your build right, you'll probably be clearing through that pretty fast, and you can get into the.
I don't care about the difficulty.
Like
I don't care about the difficulty. I do care about the life. I think the life was ridiculous. Like it took us it took us like 45 minutes.
They actually revamping that too, when it comes to defensive health and everything like that, and also revamping a lot of armor stuff like stats. What the armor stats are going to be focusing on. So they're doing this is a lot of changes, for expansion. I mean, the expansion itself is going to have the raid stuff and a bunch of other content, right? And the new class, Spiritborn. So, I mean, this is looking to be. I mean, this might be a hell of an expansion, dude. Diablo might knock it out apart with this one. I mean, from what I see from the patch notes, it looks really good.
When's the expansion come out?
Next October 6th, I think. Yeah, it's October, beginning of October. But that's the expansion along with new patch and everything. So it's going to be
less than a month. Nice. Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. Grant, got anything on Diablo 4?
No. I just don't like that. I just don't like the life being billions and billions and billions.
Don't worry, buddy. I'll just run you through stuff. You'll be all right.
Whatever. I can do it myself now.
Don't worry, my barbarian's just going to be clearing stuff for you.
I don't need you.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna hear Grant. Grant's gonna be like the last boss of the expansion. Like, hey man, I need some help.
I'm gonna say
he's one-shotting me. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And he's sitting there looking at a guide and everything. Still doesn't know.
No, usually what I do is I'm like, man, I wish I had somebody to run this with me. I'll come with you.
Okay. All right. So yeah, Diablo is shaping up to be really, really good. All right. So Nelson stated he does not like Souls games, but I like Wukong. I spent New Year. What is
my
that?
entire afternoon.
Oh, my entire.
Come on, read.
Well, it says New York.
I know.
It looks like an acronym from New York. All right, my entire afternoon on the Lightning Queen lady. Oh yeah, I get you. Yeah, she's rough. But yeah, man, Wukong. It's different than a Souls game. At least it's not as punishing, right? You don't lose your souls, keep your level and everything. You just get sent back to the latest shrine you go to, or your latest save point, basically. All right, Grant.
Hey, we have reached the 30-minute mark. Are you ready to announce the winner?
I was going to do. Well, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We got.
You want to do that now, or you got something else you want to do?
No, we can talk about this. We can talk about the rest here after the winner announcement.
All right. I got it locked and loaded. I got it. I can't do that on camera. Oh, you
pull out the app, buddy.
I'm ready when you are.
You sure? I mean, I don't see you sharing the screen or anything.
Oh, I got to share it with you.
Yeah, you sure do.
Hold on. Boomers. Here we go.
Yeah, all right. Take your time.
There we go.
Just waiting on you. All right, let's share the screen. All right, this is before you hit that pick a winner. Grant, explain it.
All right, so everybody, gave you the rules, like, retweet, and all that other stuff. So we got the URL. I know y'all can't see me pointing at the thing, but I'm pointing at the tweet URL. And all I got to do is click pick a winner. You ready?
All right. Yep.
Count it down.
3, 2, 1. Go.
Here we go. Searching for a winner.
Watch it bug out. DMG Gaming Pod, you won $100. Yes.
Master Chief.
Okay, let me write that down. Grant, you see it clear on your screen?
I see it clear on my screen.
All right, Master Chief, the capital M, capital C, Chief. Is that a 2291?
2291. Watch out for Master Chief 229L that comes and tries
we're watching for you, little scammers, too. We're watching for you, scammers.
Yep.
Okay, I got it in private chat. After this podcast, we will message him directly.
Congratulations to Master Chief 2291, not L.
$100 of your system gift card of choice. We will hit you up after this podcast.
Yes, indeed.
All right, congratulations, buddy.
Yep.
Free $100.
Man, how can I get in on this?
Man, I wish I had a free $100 when I bought that damn deluxe edition of Space Marine 2.
I know. You spent your money on Dustborn.
I should have, right?
Yeah.
Drop that.
You're over there because you don't.
How much did that game cost anyway? Like $40?
They should have. They have to pay people to play. They have to.
Yeah, they need to be giving away money for people to stream that. All right.
Because you want to go on a quest to tell people that they're racist, and you want to cancel everybody.
Cancel them. Get triggered. You got to press the Y button to get triggered.
So that was the funniest
tweet.
Press that Y.
You saw that tweet? That's hilarious.
That was good.
Some guy responded to our tweet. It was like,
they press Y.
He straight up. Well, some dude just went straight up bonkers after the tweet.
Oh God, I was impressed.
Yeah, like straight up crazy tweet. And this guy responded back, "Well, I guess someone pressed Y and got triggered." And in the game, you actually have to press Y at a part of the game to get triggered.
So
and then cancel somebody.
The thing about us is like y'all can say whatever y'all want about me. You ain't gonna hurt my feelings. You can't upset me. This guy went off so hard. Like he was like, I can't remember what he said. I was impressed. I was like, this motherfucker, because it was like 2 tweets. It was back to back. And it was like, I think he did everything but said he wanted to kill me. Like it was everything under the sun.
Oh, he was off the rails, dude.
It was bad. Like I was impressed though, because he put that much anger. He directed it into that tweet. I was impressed.
I mean, that's not the only tweet. We got a stack of tweets that people just going crazy over.
We haven't got death threats yet. That's coming, I'm sure. That'll happen.
That'll happen when we get if we get bigger. That'll definitely happen. All right. Grant, let's continue with the news. Congratulations to Master Chief 2291, right?
229L.
9L?
No, 91.
Don't be doing that to me.
Come on.
Don't be doing that way.
229L's gonna hit you.
Don't be doing that, Grant.
Here I am. No,
I got his name in my chat right now.
All right,
2291. All right, Grant.
You sure that's a one? Make look at it though. I need you to look at it.
You're about to make an account. You're probably gonna respond. Hey,
hey, it's me.
It's Master Chief 229L. Thanks. I can't believe I won $100. Oh, I can't invite people on Steam. I can't friend people and make up some stupid stuff.
Man.
All right. Anyway, let's continue, Grant.
All right, dude.
All right, Sir Ian McKellen asked to return to Lord of the Rings, The Hunt for Gollum. New movie coming up. That's about to be in production, I guess. What do you think about Ian McKellen returning as Gandalf?
Well, as long as he's alive, you can't ask, and he's able to act, I should say. As long as he's still able to.
Is that a generational role? Like no one, I could not see anyone play Gandalf. I know they try to do it in, I think, the Rings of Power, but I can't see anyone play Gandalf besides Ian McKellen.
Well,
me.
I don't know if the word is generational. I think the word is like iconic, because it's like kind of like you couldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of like he is Gandalf. Daniel Radcliffe is Harry Potter.
You know what I mean? I love those movies back then.
You know what I mean? So it's
and The Hobbit. I mean, I even like The Hobbit. It wasn't as good as Lord of the Rings, but I still enjoyed watching it. And him being Gandalf is a must, in my opinion. Hopefully he is healthy and can retain that role.
Yeah, no, that'd be good. Generational would be like Heath Ledger as the Joker.
That movie still came out like 18 years ago, right?
Yeah. Who's the guy?
17 years ago, maybe?
Like, generational means nobody else could play that role better. Kind of like the guy that plays, the guy who plays in the Punisher, not the Punisher, Daredevil, as plays Kingpin. Like, can't nobody else play that. Can't nobody else do that. Vincent D'Onofrio.
Well, I think my take, I can't see anyone play Gandalf besides him.
Oh, yeah. No, I get it.
All right. Anyway, so let's continue. All right, Grant, guess what?
Yep. Concord was doomed to fail as soon as it was shown at the State of Play. That's what it was, State of Play. We got that podcast. I think we need to go back. You know what? We need to go back and clip that and put that out.
Should. We really should.
Because we said it was going to fail. We said it was going to fail. See, we didn't know how. We knew how bad. I mean, obviously we saw how bad it looked, but we didn't. Our take was this game is dated. Basically, that was what I said. I remember saying that this game is like 7 years too late.
I agree, Affinity Peaches. I agree. All right. So, Grant, Until Dawn Remake Studio announces significant layoffs. This is just becoming a domino effect. It's not going to be the only one we talk about.
We'll be talking about this every week of people getting laid off.
So Ballistic Moon Studios is the one behind the layoffs. So they are laying off people after doing the remake and everything. Oh my gosh. And it's going to continue. It's just going to keep getting bad. There's more layoffs are coming. We're about to talk about more layoffs here in the next damn piece of news. Okay, so they froze Mrs. Freeze, Grant. Rocksteady reportedly lays off staff following the Suicide Squad Kill a Justice League flop. And as you know, they had a DLC where they made Mrs. Freeze into something. I mean, why not just do a comic book version of Mrs. Freeze, or just bring Mr. Freeze, which is an iconic bad guy, or do something. They could have went so many routes for a DLC.
Because it's not for the modern audience, Ed. That's why.
It is not.
It's modern audience.
It is not.
That's going to be the new. That is the new trigger word that we're getting to. You will hear modern audience. That's the new talking point.
So Rocksteady ended up laying off more than half of their staff, from 33 to 15. And
which is weird.
This is getting really bad. Here's
the thing. I get the term modern audience, but like, are they saying that that's what people look like? Like, is that what they're saying? Like, this is what we think of what people look like? These terrible ass haircuts and ugly as shit.
Have you seen like the developers?
Well, yeah. No. I get it.
Some of these studios.
Well, then what they should say
of their staff.
Well, they should say we're making them look like us instead of modern audience, because
33 to 15. Hopefully they got rid of the right people.
Come on. I mean, it depends on who did the firing.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Okay, Grant. Next piece. New Stormcast Internals character for Warhammer Age of Sigmar. This is your regular Warhammer. Uses they, their, them pronouns. Why are we doing pronouns in Warhammer IP?
Again, what does this do to
enhance the character or advance the universe that it's in? Why are you doing this to Warhammer Fantasy World, popular IP? Just the regular Warhammer is also popular. Not as popular as 40K, but it's there. They, their, them pronouns. I'm not sure what Games Workshop is doing here, but it sounds dumb. Okay. What do you think, Grant?
Like I said, now you want to talk about what woke is? This is what we're talking about.
Yeah, but there's no point in having this in a fantasy world.
Okay? Exactly.
To appease less than 1% of people that play this game that probably don't even play the damn game. A lot of people are tourists in this Warhammer universe, and you can spot it very easily when you see people talking about it on social media, talking about all this stuff. There's not enough female characters in Warhammer 40K or whatever like that. Warhammer 40K has female characters. They have really badass female characters. And it's not a topic. It's a nonsense topic. And for the people that play the game, the 99.9% of people that play the game is they don't care about it.
They don't give a shit.
But there's that one person probably in the developing studio that does.
Yep.
Okay. On to the last subject. Well, not really the last subject, but one of the last subjects of our podcast. We're going to give an overview of Space Marine 2. Coming out on the 9th of September, unless you buy the...
Boy.
Yeah, oh boy. Coming out on early access on the September 15th. Don't you talk about. You talking about 40K, buddy? All right.
Boy, you about to get Marine on me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay, buddy. Okay, let's get into it. All right. So the overview of Space Marines 2 story-wise is basically a Tyranid splinter fleet of Hive Fleet Leviathan has invaded the Imperial-controlled Residius system. Ars Magos Nozick Beta-12 of the Adeptus Mechanicus has called for the aid to defend the jungle. Boy, stop looking at me like that.
Boy, you're saying a lot of big ass words.
Dude, I'm going to suggest something to you. Read a 40K book.
Okay.
Just read one. Pick a short novel. I know you don't like reading, so pick a short novel.
Does it have like, is it like C Spot Run? Is it like
Dude,
that?
I guarantee you after reading one book, at least on the explanation of like, let's say the horse conspiracy, do the horse one, and you will be hooked. I'm telling you right now, you're going to turn into a 40K nerd in a heartbeat.
Okay.
But anyway,
can I listen to it instead?
Yes, they have audiobooks, Grant.
Okay. Because we don't read anymore.
Yeah. God. All right. So anyway, you are called for aid to defend the jungle death world of Kotaku and to safeguard a secret project called the Project Aurora. Let's break down the classes, Grant. There's a multiplayer to this. After you can finish the campaign, go and ride in multiplayer or whatever. But you want to play the campaign first because you're going to see stuff in the multiplayer that explains things. Okay. 6 classes are Tactical, Assault, Vanguard, Bulwark, Sniper, and Heavy. Each class supports extensive customization through perks. These perks can go up to your core perks, your team perks, your gear perks, your signature perks.
Why are you saying perks like that? Please stop.
Perks? Perks? You like perks? Okay. And so basically all these things, all the perks and everything like that allow you to enhance various aspects of your character. And I think it goes up to like level 24 or something like that, maybe higher.
You're playing heavy, aren't you?
I don't know if it's going to be Assault.
Which one's the tank?
Or Bulwark. It'll probably be Bulwark. Let's be honest. All right, so the Tactical Space Marine, they excel. They have this ability called the Auspex Scan that basically reveals enemies and increases the damage of them for your entire team. Then you have the Assault Marines. They go in. This is what I like. They go in with melee weapons, including chain swords and thunder hammers, and they basically excel at going in there, knocking up the enemy and retreating, and then going back in.
Knocking up the enemy? Is that what you said?
Like am I doing a podcast with a 2-year-old, man?
This is what it sounded like you said.
I did say it, but you take a hammer and you knock them up. What about, dude? You take your hammer and you knock them up.
Hey.
Okay. Anyway, the Assault Marine is basically for melee damage. Okay, let's move on to Vanguard. They balance from range and melee attacks, including your bolt guns and combat knives. Then you have your Bulwarks. These are your Storm Shield and Power Weapon class. They basically can throw up a shield, keeping everyone alive and all that stuff. Let's move on to Snipers. Snipers, they're going to have a camo cloak ability. They can go, of course, stealth, and they can get into position and basically hit enemies' weak points, but hit them really hard with one shot.
That's cool.
Yeah. And let's see, what else we have? We have the Heavies. They use Gravis armor and heavy wielding weapons. They're basically walking tanks. I might play that too. It's kind of a tough choice, Grant. I might have to go. It's either Assault, Bulwark, or Heavy for me, man.
Hey, I'm a big fan of the Heavies.
Yeah. Okay, but that's a wrap up of Space Marines 2. Coming out here soon, September 9th or the 5th with the Deluxe Edition. Get it 4 days early, I think, which I'm already bought and will be playing on the 5th and streaming. I just need to beat Visions of Mana here within the next day and a half.
You can do it. I'll hit you with the Rocky music.
I'm right at the
training
end.
montage.
Every time I think I'm at the end, though, it keeps going. Which is not a bad thing. It's actually a lot of stuff to do in the game, and it's a fun game so far. Great addition to the Mana series. We ought to do a review here probably next podcast.
Okay.
Another official review. Grant, I think that wraps up all the news for today. Make sure we didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
Nope. That is it.
That's it. Hey, you want to talk some sports real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
How'd we say Bulldogs? How'd we do? How'd we look?
Oh, we whooped ass, dude. Whooped ass.
All right. Florida State sucks. Florida sucks.
Yep.
Clemson.
Florida looks really bad, dude. Like they look really bad.
It's pretty
South
bad.
Carolina looks like doo-doo also, man.
Oh, God.
They look really bad.
Virginia Tech is terrible. You lost to Vanderbilt. Now, to be fair, this Vanderbilt is better. This is a better Vanderbilt team.
Looking at their schedule, they could get a bowl eligible, maybe.
They could.
Maybe. They could get it. It's still kind of testing the waters of how really good they are. You know what I mean? Yep. Who else? I mean, Alabama's going to be Alabama. Georgia's just looks like a juggernaut.
Oh, yeah. They're
I mean,
what they call
they
the
made
rolling,
Clemson look like
the
an
rolling
FCS
ball
team.
of chainsaws is what they are.
Yeah. Georgia looks really good. Miami,
we have to go to Georgia.
Beating Florida. They look good.
So this is our schedule. I don't know if you know this. We got to go to Tennessee. We got to go to Georgia. We got to go to Texas.
Yep.
And to Ole Miss.
Yep.
God.
I mean, those are all top 10 teams.
Yeah.
Well, hell, they're all top 6 teams. All right. But my son came in here, was like, Dad, I got to use your restroom. I was like, okay, you go ahead, buddy. I guess someone else is taking up the other restroom.
No. Your son's, I tell everybody, your son's the smartest.
He is smart, man.
He's dude. The question, like we're talking about
crazy questions.
It's like genius level questions. Like, what is the thermonuclear divisions of? Like, what was he asking? He was asking about the. He
asked me what the wind resistance of the Golden Gate Bridge was the other day.
Dude,
I mean, I have no idea, dude.
And you said he was 8, dude. I couldn't. At 8 years old, I was.
He can take apart his Legos. Like he build them first with the instructions, but then he can completely take them apart and rebuild them without the instructions again.
Dude,
I'm talking about like 1,000-piece Legos.
That's incredible, man.
Yeah.
Hey, you could be like what you could be. Look, your son's gonna be a genius, and you could be like Tiger Woods' dad. You could be like,
hey, I'll take that money, man.
You go be riding his coattails.
Yeah.
You'll be like, yo, go get him. You will not do that, son. You will get in there and you will study. You will make us some money.
Well, I was always really good at math.
You were good at math. I do remember
that.
I
was always really, really good at math.
I was not good
at math. I was taking calculus and AP courses in high school.
I remember that. I was good at science.
But math was my thing. And math is kind of his thing too. But he's really into the reasons of why. Like he talked about the wind resistance of the Golden Gate Bridge. That's a lot of math involved in when they created it.
Dude, what did he ask the other night? He was like, what is the heat from the middle of a thermonuclear bomb? Like, or whatever.
Yeah, he asked me what the heat was in the middle of, and he asked about Fat Boy was the first atomic bomb we dropped in Japan. He asked about that. And he asked like the history behind it. Dude, luckily I knew it because I'm a Marine and I know a lot of the history of World War II. So I kind of explained to him. But then he asked me, what's the internal core temperature of in the atom bomb when it exploded, Dad?
Yeah, no, your son's smart. I'll go ahead and tell you. I was at 8 years old. I was wondering if Kimberly from the Power Rangers had a boyfriend. Those were my questions.
I know I was worried about the next Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, like basically figurine to drop.
Yeah,
that's what I was worried about. Some Thundercats, some He-Man.
That's right.
All right, Grant, that's it. You want to wrap up socials and stuff?
Yeah, dude. All right, guys. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Go follow us on YouTube. We're still growing at a great pace. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on, or X. I'm sorry. I don't know if I can still call it Twitter. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on Instagram. It's all at the DMG Gaming Podcast. We kind of keep it.
Probably in a couple weeks. Once my official retirement hits and I go into my new job, we'll do a YouTube promotion. It'll be via X and other socials and YouTube, but mainly through X, promoting the YouTube. It'll be another $100 giveaway. Same thing as before. And, we'll do that also. But if you guys haven't followed us on YouTube, we got a lot of videos on there. And not only these live podcasts, the audio form podcasts, but we have a lot of streaming stuff we do. Where we kind of talk shit to each other while we're streaming.
Oh, yeah. I'm always putting Ed down, making him feel bad about himself, putting him in his place. Just, the normal stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. But, so, anyway.
They know. Like, usually you see streaming, like, if it's good, it's me. If it's not, it's Ed. It's one of those.
If the guy's spinning in circles and looks like he's about to die, or like,
or if he does
something,
die,
or if he does die, that's him.
That's me. That's honest.
Yeah.
We're
Or
honest.
if we're playing Final Fantasy 14 and you see the guy standing in all the big bright orange stuff that the enemies are doing,
it's usually me.
That's Grant. He likes just standing in colorful spots. I can't blame him. He's like a little kid.
Red and orange
kid
are
with
my
crowns. Oh, look, something's shiny. You go standing in it.
That's me. Red and orange are my favorite colors to stand in. So
yeah, we know. Okay. All right. But yeah, socials. Again, podcasts. All podcasting platforms, including Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Just look up DMG Gaming Podcast. You can find us pretty much anywhere. We do Rumble too. We don't do Rumble live, but I do post the videos after this to Rumble.
We're even on Napster. Did you know that, Ed? We're on Napster.
What?
I don't know if that's still around.
No, that can't be true. No way.
We're still on LimeWire. You remember LimeWire?
I remember LimeWire. Okay, but yeah, that's our socials. Grant, go ahead and close us out.
All right, guys, we appreciate y'all. We will see y'all again Friday. Peace.